It's the early 1500s and Leonardo and Michelangelo meet on the streets of Florence. Leonardo, as was his way, charming, well-dressed, a man of society and sophisticated charisma. The younger Michelangelo, practically living like a monk, careless about appearance, reclusive, difficult. To test and possibly to humiliate Michelangelo, in full view of bystanders, Leonardo asks him to explain a certain passage from Dante. As was his nature, Leonardo attacks elegantly and indirectly, a test of wisdom, culture and subtlety in the public square for everyone to see. But Michelangelo has not the patience nor the inclination for such games. He comes back directly at Leonardo, attacking him for a failed project of his, a bronze horse in Milan that he couldn't finish and had to abandon. They were rivals before, but apparently they really disliked each other after this episode. And such as they were in life, they were in art. Leonardo paints in layers, both visually and of meaning. Everything comes together in one complex construction of interdependencies. People still talk to this day about why he did the background of Mona Lisa the way he did it and what it all means. Michelangelo, on the other hand, sticks the dramatic main subject right in your face, with no consideration for background other than to provide contrast. No time for games, no subtleties, no puzzles. What is this, Lego? Leonardo considered painting to be the best art because of the creative freedom it offered him. But Michelangelo valued sculpture the most because of the constraints it imposed on him. One wanted to paint the world with all its intricacies, and the other wanted to sculpt one distinct, isolated piece of absolute truth staring you right in your face. Leonardo called Michelangelo's muscular subjects bags of walnuts. Michelangelo, commenting on Leonardo's opinion that painting is more noble than sculpting, said that he doesn't know what he's talking about and my maid could write better than this man. Leonardo was a perfectionist who endlessly strategized, studied, sketched, and iterated. It took a long time to finish something because it took him a long time to be happy with it. And in the meantime, he was a man of life, of society, a charming individual with friends, connections, and apprentices. Michelangelo was a loner. He worked all day, slept in his workshop, wore the most basic of clothes, and barely washed. He was unable to work in a team and had very few, if any, apprentices. Tormented and never satisfied, he paid no attention to anything other than his art. It's worth mentioning that for most of his life, as one of the two most famous artists in the world, Michelangelo was a very wealthy individual, richer than many of the princes and dukes of the time. But none of that was ever visible in his lifestyle. Which one was better? Which one can we learn from? What can we take and adapt to our work and our journey? I'm just kidding. They're Michelangelo and Leonardo, supreme masters, equally great, foundationally different. The only thing that we can truly learn from them is to be ourselves. At the risk of sounding like a hipster cliché, what each of them did was to be authentic to his nature and his vision. They did what they thought had to be done, and they did it to the best of their abilities, each according to his nature. This is the one true lesson we can learn from them.